Hello, welcome back, everybody. I am your host. I am joined here with my co-host Steven.
Hey, how's it going?
We are Two Mics and Some Theories, and today, let's see, where do we want to start? I think we're going to start off with an SR, September Rant. So right off the bat, let's get started. September. What is it? Shark Week just passed. Shark Week was what, August?
It was? I didn't know that.
Oh. So Shark Week just passed, right?
And
what is Shark Week associated with? Oceans, the river, unknown, water. And what else do we know about water? The Amazon is being cut down, not only by forest fires, but by people that are taking the wood, selling it, making land for farm animals. And what else is in the Amazon? The worms of the sea. That's right, eels. And what's one characteristic that we know about eels? Sometimes they're electric, also known as electric eels. And what has happened in the past few days, they actually discovered a new species of an electric eel. Previously, they thought there was one. Now there's actually two more. Are there more? Possibly. But we know there's two new ones. And one of them actually discharges an electrical volt of 650. Is that enough to kill you? Yes, it is. And who else discharges electric bolts? Static Shock. And who is Static Shock? None other than Virgil in the popular Cartoon Network series with his friend Richie. And what did we learn from Static Shock? That he was a young teenage African American kid struggling through life. Yeah.
All right. Damn. I thought you were just gonna go into they released the new iPhone 11s. But all right.
And that does it for this segment of SR. Back to you, Steve.
Oh, damn. Speaking about electric, what do you think they're gonna come out with those electric lawnmowers?
Don't they already have some?
Well, I guess better question, those Tesla electric lawnmowers.
Weren't they leaf blowers?
Leaf blowers, but why stop there? Why not get a lawnmower as well?
But that's true. I have no idea. Well, don't they have to settle whatever? I don't even think there's any suit against Tesla for that electric leaf blower.
I don't think so. Did I ever tell you about my dog Chico?
No, but I have a dog called Chiqui.
Damn.
Was he a pit bull?
What's funny about this dog Chico? He had a pit bull face, but a really small ass body.
Okay.
So we think he was like some type of mix, with like maybe some type of Chihuahua with I would assume a pit bull. Tiny little dog.
Big head?
Yeah, pretty big head.
Big jaw?
Kinda. That's why we call him Chico, because he had like a really cool pit bull face but small ass body.
What about him?
So I guess back in high school, no, was it still high school yeah. Back in high school when I lived at my old house before I moved. That's where I used to have him. Basically, he was a cool little dog. He didn't run away. He was just chill. Super chill. I think he was old when we got him.
Mm-hmm.
But I used to mow the lawn every couple of weeks in front of my house because we had a nice piece of grass. So yeah, I used to mow the lawn, and one day I didn't have any, like the lawnmower didn't have gas, so I had to go get the little tank. Once the gas station came back, filled up the lawnmower, and then put the tank down. It's one of those pull to start lawnmowers. It was pretty old.
What aren't most of them that were 10 years older than now? I guess anything before 2010. Weren't most of them I don't even know what the proper term for is. You pull a string and they start?
Pull start, I'm guessing. Yeah, you're right. Whatever. Basically, I was struggling to turn it on.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I pull it hard enough, it finally starts, but I kicked over the little gas tank. And freaking Chico, man, just runs up and starts starts licking the gas,
Ugh.
man. And he just starts shaking. He, like right away, he just started shaking, barking all crazy, like and fucking running. Just started running like crazy. I was like, oh, what the hell? And then yeah, finally he was running. He tripped over himself, like into face first, got up, and then fell over.
So what happened to him?
Nothing.
So he was fine?
This is where he asked me if he died.
I was going to ask you if maybe when he was drinking it, that was his version of being drunk. Because if it was gas, I'm assuming it has some ethanol or methanol. So maybe what he was experiencing was himself being drunk or intoxicated.
Maybe.
That's what I first thought of.
Yeah, but this is where he asked me if he died.
Let me tell you what happened. So he tripped over, he hit his head, and then he fell over. And when he fell over, you started running towards him. Not just running, sprinting with all your force. You got to him, you saw him there. And your knees buckled right in front of you. You went down, you reached out a hand, you gently pet his head. Chico! Chico! Don't do this to me! Don't do it! And then you're there picking him up, and now you're shaking now. And not only do you shake, but you tip over just as he did. And then out of the back corner of, were you in your front yard? Backyard?
Yeah.
You're in your front yard. From the window in the front, your mother sees you. She comes running out, and then your brothers follow right behind her. And now they're all circling you. And for a second, they think something's wrong with you, but they see you shaking, and you're like trying to catch your breath. And then Chico's right there, embraced in your arms, right on your chest, so you could feel his heartbeat. And the second that your brother says, "Steven, what's wrong?" you feel Chico's last heartbeat as you embrace him, caress him in your arms. And that's the moment you got a tattoo.
Damn.
So did he die?
Nah, I just ran out of gas.
Okay.
Oh man, for a second I thought you were gonna ask me, and I just went all through all that for no reason. Oh man, shout out to my friend Curtis who told me that way back in 2010.
Oh, so that didn't happen?
Nah, it's a joke. I did have a dog named Chico, but he never he never drank gas. But yeah, I think you know Curtis.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I first met him, he randomly came up to me. He's like, "Hey man, did I ever tell you about my one dog?" Yeah, he named his like dog. He started telling me the story and got me really enticed into it. And I was like, "Oh shit, did he die?" And he goes, "Nah, he just ran out of gas," and then walked away laughing. But yeah, I don't know why I got reminded of it. You think you started talking about electric, and my mind went straight to electric lawnmower, and then lawnmower story. Boom.
Electric eel?
Electric eel. Yeah.
Yeah, new species discovered in the Amazon basin. 2 new species. Strongest vote. So I know you're asking, why the fuck do we care? Well, I'll tell you why you should care. Really, no reason. Except for the people that are in that community studying those eels and how potentially they could use those eels and try to see how they use electricity. And I was looking into how they look at electricity. They use it to... That's not important. Anyway.
How are they able to confirm a new species if they can't get close enough without dying?
I'm sure that... I don't know exactly the specifics of how they captured it and how they confirmed it. I just saw a research paper on PubMed talking about it. And I think it was on Science News. Science Daily as well, I think.
Damn, that's crazy. Do you think it's always been there, or it just kind of evolved?
Probably both. It probably had always been there, and it evolved. What was strange was that in the paper said that they believed there was only one species of electric eels, and I thought that was kind of weird. Why would you only think there's one species of anything? I would assume there's multiple.
True.
But then it makes sense because they're also pretty elusive, and again, for the shock, you don't want to get shocked either. So
Damn, can't wait till they start catching them and serving them for sushi.
Sure, they caught them already. I just don't know what they're gonna do with them.
I think they'll taste great.
Because you can eat eel, right?
Yeah.
Can you eat electric eel? I would assume it's the same thing. Not the same taste, but I mean... Actually, I don't know if you can eat electric eel.
I thought there was only one type of species of eel. Are there electric and non-electric eels?
Huh. Not sure. That sounds kind of shocking.
That was a good one. Huh. Well, shoot. I feel like that new eel, if you actually got it to eat for sushi, it'll just give you an extra little kick.
No, I don't think it works like that.
It'd be cool if it did, though.
Because the way that it was explained that how they discharged the electricity was that the cells, and this is what they said, the cells open up, and what that means is that I'm gonna assume that, hold on, what's the word I'm looking for? Not ions, that the sodium ion channels open, and when they open, then there's the eels, they have some kind of polarity, and when they open, it changes the polarity to the opposite, which then allows the eels to conduct electricity because it charges the poles, and when the poles get charged, then they discharge electricity. And then I started thinking, is that how static shock discharges his electricity? With sodium ion channels, which then get charged and then get released? Do you remember static shock?
Yeah. Vaguely, but yeah.
His power was when an electric eel discharges electricity, it's kind of like wind, or not wind, kind of like, how should I say it? Like if I had strings attached to me, you know those strings that they use for paper mache? Mm-hmm. The ones that kind of stay up like this to make a person? That's kind of how the electricity goes, but flows a little bit like this. But when static shock released his electricity, he kind of used it like a rope. Like he was able to control the movement of the electricity to like grab things and like bring them closer. So I wonder how he did it. Kind of like how Green Lantern, when he uses his ring,
right?
It's a beam of energy, but he can change the form of it into a hand and into whatever he wants.
Yeah.
That's kind of how Static Shock did it, but in a really choppy way. Kind of like when a CD player skips. That's what it reminds me of.
Ah. But they can control the direction that the shock was going.
The eel or Static Shock?
Both.
Yeah, to a certain... Yeah, Static Shock has more control over it, though. Or Virgil.
So if we were in the ocean, face to face with an eel, or that new electric eel, it would be able to send a shock my way if it felt threatened?
Yeah, to a certain extent. Not like... It would kind of just send like a wave almost. Don't think of it like a... Like a string. Like if I had a string and I just threw it at you, it'll go a certain direction, right? More or less. It might shift a little bit to the right, a little bit to the left, but it'll go like this. And the way it was explained, it kind of just goes like a wave, like a blanket.
Damn.
Yeah, Static Shock.
I would have expected it to be kind of like an EMD. Those little devices that just send this big wave in all directions that cut out all like connections to like devices and electric devices.
Like an explosion from the middle and then it goes out?
Mm-hmm.
I think it does, but I think the way you're thinking of it is if the eel is like this, then you're thinking it's going to go like this in a circle. I'm saying the same thing, except like this, going that way.
Oh. See, that makes a lot more sense now.
Yeah.
You had me thinking like how Pikachu just kind of just sends a...
No, not like that. It's definitely dispersed.
Okay.
It's definitely a dispersed shock.
That's crazy.
Now, can it do it the other way like this and disperse it? Probably.
That's crazy. Shoot. Well, you heard it here first, probably. Who knows?
Well, with that, let me give you another shock treatment. If you remember from Static Shock, we remember in one episode, Virgil's friend Richie, he was a tech genius. And he was a regular person. And as we continued through the series, he began wanting to do more and to help Virgil out because he saw his friend was struggling. He was struggling to fight the metahumans that were taking over his city. And with all his might, he got help from different superheroes, from Green Lantern, from the Justice League, from other comic books. And eventually, Richie got not upset, but I would say obsessed, where he wanted to help him, and he himself became a superhero. And he made these huge technological advances to the point where he got different gadgets and a suit, and he was able to fight alongside his friend Virgil. And with those advancements, what do we get in today's society? Cheap ass vapes. And these vapes, they are killing people. How many? What's the death toll at this moment? 6. So, vapes.
6 people have died. I thought it was
Total.
that they got just extremely sick, like where their lungs collapsed on them and all that, but they didn't actually die.
From what I read in the New York Times, it's 6 people have died.
Ooh.
I think there's been like 400, 500 hospitalized.
From nicotine vapes.
See, that's where I got a little bit confused, because how do they know? And even for the people that have died, how do they know that it was only vapes, e-cigarettes? How do we know that it's not also, maybe they were already ill, or maybe it was cigarettes, or maybe it was a combination of cigarettes and vapes? So at the moment, they're attributing 6 deaths to vapes or e-cigarettes.
Could be because maybe that, like, the e-cigarette was in their vicinity when they found them.
Or it could have been in their system as well.
Oh, that too. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's weird. The one thing I did see was that Mr. President tried to switch it up when he gave a statement on it. And I don't know if he was... not sure which way he went, but obviously in the news it's because of nicotine vapes, and he tried to aim it at those at the marijuana. What are they called?
The THC pens?
Yeah, those THC CBD pens.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, "Oh yeah, he like completely switched the story up and try to, I guess, aim the blame at a different industry."
Trying to take it away from the nicotine industry and put it on the THC, CBD, on the marijuana industry.
Yeah.
Okay. Yet, I didn't know that. I saw the headlines that I saw was that he, and I'm sure this was a clickbait headline, that he wanted to stop or ban vapes / e-cigarettes because Melania's son smoked them or something along that lines. And I didn't look too much into it because I was like, this sounds kind of like it's clickbait.
Yeah.
So I just read the headline. I was like, I'm going to swipe left on this one. Is that how you ignore?
Yeah.
Swipe left on this one.
Huh. Yeah, I didn't know about that. But I know they've been banned in a couple places.
Follow me on Tinder, El Gallo Negro.
All right. You can't... I mean, not that I would know. I've never used the app, but I don't think you can follow people on Tinder.
Follow me on Tinder, El Gallo Negro.
You should really make a profile then.
I do. I'm telling you my tag.
Oh, shit. All right. I wouldn't know, because if I did have one, I would be searching for, the opposite sex. So you wouldn't come up on my feed.
Well, I didn't ask you to follow me.
True. Not that there's anything wrong with not going for the opposite sex. You can go for same sex. It's all good. Whatever floats your boat.
No, that's not what I meant. I meant you're not my type. That's what I meant.
Oh shoot, my bad.
Wait, what were you saying? Something you said they also banned vape somewhere else?
I believe it was in the same article that I read, or I might be having it flipped. Point is, I know that Mr. Trump did switch something up. He didn't have his facts straight when he gave his like statement.
Mm-hmm.
And I know the e-cigs have been banned in a couple states, but I'm not sure which ones.
Wasn't it North Carolina? Or no, sorry. Oklahoma?
They're on the east side of the nation.
From what I read, the I don't know if it was the first deaths or the most recent one, but there's been a huge outbreak either in Oklahoma or North Carolina. I don't remember which state it was exactly, but there was a huge outbreak there, and that one of those counties got it banned there, and then others have followed suit since then. Yeah, have you ever used an e-cigarette / vape?
Yeah, I've tried one.
How was your experience? Tell me more. Did
Honestly,
you like it?
Not really. I did not like it just because I don't like the smoke. It makes me feel very oily, if that makes sense.
No, that does not make sense at all. I have no idea what that means. It makes you feel oily?
Yeah. So, okay, I guess let me start from the beginning. You know, we have friends that partake, and I always see them. They're just taking these, big huff and puffs and just letting this crazy amounts of smoke come out of their mouths. And yeah, it smells good. So I'm just like, bubble gum. Oh, peach apricot. They're very, very, like you can tell what smells or like what they taste like just based on the smell.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And he goes, yeah, man, here. And I was just like, nah. He's like, no, man, they're healthier than cigarettes. Heard that one before. But no, I tried it, and as the smoke left my mouth, it obviously touches the rest of my face or whatever, and it just made me feel super oily after that, like all greasy, like it was dirty smoke. It probably was just in my head, just based on what I think of it. But yeah, didn't have a good experience. It didn't really taste like what it smelled like. I was disappointed.
Okay. Hey, wait, didn't taste what it smelled like. So if it was blueberry, you would expect it to have a blueberry kind of taste?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, I understand that there's different blueberry, apple, and all these things.
Right.
And I get it. That's the taste that they're going for. But it's been my experience that whenever you see those, it never really tastes like it at all. I've never had a strawberry anything and then, oh, look, especially when it's smoke. Strawberry smoke. How would I know what a strawberry smoke would taste like? Other than comparing it to the actual fruit.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't expecting it to taste like the fruit. It was just like, I at least have like a small hint of it where I'm like, oh, fascinating. But no, nothing.
Yeah, that's, I like how you said oily. Let me see. And it was just a regular nicotine one, or was it the THC infused one?
Nah, it was just a regular nicotine one.
So then the nicotine one. So as you took in that oily crushed leaf and you inhaled it and it went into your lungs, you felt it swirling around, engulfing and hitting all your alveoli, going up to your throat, giving you the sensation of bronchitis. And when it finally went out and floated around in the air, it engulfed you and it slapped you right in the face with the oily sweetness of apple cinnamon Captain Crunch.
Damn. I have seen that flavor before, but
Captain Crunch?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that was flavor.
Fruity Pebbles. They got everything.
Then speaking about vapes, it's been my experience that when I've tried it, I've had, what are those things called? Swisher Sweets.
Mm-hmm.
I've had the tobacco version once just to try it, and I absolutely hated it. And it was the first time, I believe I was 18, because I was legal age, of course. And I tried it, and it's the first time I experienced, I should say, physical addiction. First time trying it, I finished half of it, and right away, as soon as I finished half of it, I put it down, stepped aside, and I wanted to finish the rest. Like right away, I wanted to finish the rest. And I remember that was the moment where I said, I'm never going to smoke nicotine ever.
Never felt that. I've always felt disgust, like immediate regret. Never felt that the need to have another one.
No, I had a strong urge. It was it was an urge. Set it down, and right away I wanted more. And it might have not been 2 hours, it might have been a bit more like 6. But still, the point is, in a short amount of time, I wanted the rest of it. And I just stayed clear away from it. And I've had tried the e-cigarettes, the THC ones. I've tried those. And with those, I had a different feeling. It was more, you get the psychedelic effect, but it made it hard for me to breathe. It was because when I remember when I smoked half of the nicotine one, I could still breathe afterwards. I mean, it was a little bit stunted. Like I felt like I had a little bit of trouble breathing because I had just smoked nicotine, but I was still fine. I could still run and everything. But when I tried the THC one, the oil one for vapes, afterwards I felt like I had trouble breathing. Not that I couldn't breathe, but I had trouble taking a deep breath. So I could still go around my day and it wasn't uncomfortable. But if I wanted to run, it would make it a little bit harder. And then it went away within maybe 8 hours, or by the next day it was gone. But
Yeah.
it was really strange. And that's really the reason I stayed cleared away from those. Because I felt like it, I should say, not prevented me from breathing, but it made it a little bit difficult. And I could only imagine if I did it consistently every day, morning, or every day, morning and night, and I did it for a long period of time, how it would really affect my breathing. So I stayed clear of that as well. But I have tried both of them. Both. Well, I guess I only tried the actual nicotine once and the oil pens a couple times. Yeah, and then you said earlier, wait, what were you going to say?
And I was just a little confused by what you meant by the psychedelic ones.
Yeah, because it's THC. The oil ones?
Okay, never mind.
Wait, did you have that question this whole time?
Yeah.
You could have just interrupted me.
I know, but I wanted to see if you would have answered it on your own.
All right.
Like with you describing it, I thought I would have been able to pick up.
You think I was like dropping acid or something?
No, just, shit, I don't know, actually. I just found out that acid-dipped cigarettes were a thing back in the 70s.
Huh. So they dipped them and then they smoked them?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Ooh. But I don't really know much about acid, but doesn't the effect take place when you put the liquid on your skin and your skin absorbs it?
That's a myth.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
From my knowledge, I've never done it, but I've heard the stories where Jimi Hendrix used to put it on his forehead under his bandana before he played. But apparently that
but he made a little cut right there as well.
Yeah. What I first heard was that he just put the tab on his forehead and that his skin, as he sweated, would just absorb it. But apparently that wasn't true, that you have to, then he would make a cut and then let his like blood absorb it, and that's how he would get it. So I don't know if it can actually really be absorbed to the skin.
So then it sounds like what you're describing is that it has to find a way to go in through the bloodstream. And what Jimi Hendrix did was he made a cut so it could go in that way. And what the cigarette does is that you smoke it and then it goes in through your mouth and then goes into your lungs, and then from there it goes into your system. Okay. When you describe it like that, okay, then that I see what you mean. Yeah, from I guess television, movies, and just rumors, I heard that it's some kind of little tab, this little white square that has drops on it, and then you put it on your skin, and then that's it. From what I've heard.
Could be wrong. I just found out even if you touch somebody that is like overdosing from fentanyl, you can also die.
Wait, what? Just by touching them?
Yeah.
All right, that sounds like a myth.
No. What happens? So apparently some dude was like dying from, he took something he didn't know had fentanyl in it, and it was like killing him. So he was like sweating, and the paramedic that came to help him, the first responder, it was carrying him while he was sweating, and I guess he touched the sweat and his own body absorbed it, and that paramedic died like within days.
Nah, I don't know about that. That sounds like a rumor. So
I don't know. Fentanyl's hella strong.
Yeah, but so is heroin. But if a heroin addict sweats and I touch his sweat, doesn't mean I'm gonna be high. Yeah, but isn't
fentanyl like 100 times stronger?
I have no idea how much stronger it is.
Yeah,
I don't know about that. But okay, so the way I'm thinking of it is, this person who's overdosing on fentanyl, Bob, is overdosing on fentanyl and he's sweating, and a paramedic comes, Jim. So Bob is I'm not sure, they start convulsing or whatever, he's sweating. Jim comes over, he's picking him up. Bob doesn't have a shirt, and the sweat is starting to get onto Jim, and then the sweat is getting absorbed. The drug is being released from Jim through his sweat, and that sweat, which has the drug, is now going into Jim through the sweat glands, through the skin. No, it doesn't make sense to me, because that's what the skin is for. It's supposed to act as a barrier to prevent anything from going into the bloodstream. So the sweat should not even be going in. And I know you mentioned the strength of it, but the strength has nothing to do with the way that it's transported. Or it shouldn't have anything to do with the way that something is transported into or out of the body. Unless it was so strong that it kind of, I shouldn't say strong, it was so acidic that it burned through the skin and made its way in. But that's what the skin is for. It's supposed to act as a barrier to prevent anything from essentially going in. And that's one responsibility of it. And if you didn't know, the skin is actually the largest organ in the body. Human body.
I don't know. Well, look, I just quickly looked up that story that I was talking about. In Pennsylvania, 2 paramedics, an EMT, and a deputy fire chief were hospitalized after experiencing what they said were carfentanil exposure related symptoms while treating a patient in an ambulance.
Okay, so then this was a real case. So I'm still gonna stay by what I say and say I don't think that it was absorbed through the skin. I think there might be something else going on. But either way, as that case, as a look at the individual with fentanyl and the people that were affected, then we'll see what really happened. More will be revealed in time. So we'll see on that.
Yeah, this article's super long, so I can't get all the info right away. But definitely something we got to come back to.
Yep, that's something that we say we're going to come back to, but we're not. All right.
Eventually.
We're not.
Oh, man. Where were we before we got into fentanyl?
Static shock. Now we move past that.
We did.
The pens.
The pens, that's right.
Yeah, I've heard that myth before too. You mentioned earlier that it was a way to ease. I should say ease. You find a way to ease yourself off of cigarettes by using these pens. And I've heard that myth, well, which I would assume is a myth, that they're more healthier. But I don't know. I never believed that they were more healthier because it never made sense to me because in my chemistry life, I've taken chemicals that were in a water solution and made them into vapor and back to water and different distillations and different things. And I saw how different liquids were made in different oils. And I don't know. I think, you know what it was? I think because of the way it appeared, because the way that the oil appears, how it's yellow, how it looks, how should I say, clean, as you may see, because it's a clear liquid. I think it gave the impression that it was pure because it does have that gold look, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what else is gold? Well, the color gold, but also actual gold. So I think there was this idea of purity revolving around it. And also when you smoke it, you don't get that harsh taste that you get from cigarettes.
True.
Which would also go into the idea that it's safer because you don't get the harsh taste. Therefore, it's more pure and it's healthier. But that doesn't necessarily have to be the case. What do you think? Am I off? Am I making a big stretch?
Kind of with you. The one thing, well, little side thing, I never understood why people liked cigarettes so much because they are harsh like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they smell like ass. Smell like ass. They tasted like ass to me. And like I said, I never got that urge to go back and get another one or finish one or try and, oh, hey, can I get a hit of that? Never. But hearing you tell me that, I'm like, maybe like that urge is so strong that they just bypassed any of those thoughts.
And hearing you say that reminds me of alcohol because I always taste alcohol and like, oh, this tastes like shit. I don't know why people go back to it. But maybe they just bypass that urge and drink it anyway. The way you view that is how I view alcohol.
Touche. Good point.
So I think that's why they do it. Plus, back in the day, it was the big propaganda with it to make it look cool, and they got children addicted.
True.
So,
but alcohol doesn't smell like ass.
Yeah, you're right. It just tastes like it.
Okay. Can't argue with you there.
Steven, we've been over this. It's a hot day. We just finished running a marathon. The day we finished running the marathon, are you going to tell me you're going to look at me and then be like, fuck, I'm exhausted. You know what I need right now? What, Pedro? No, I don't want any water to rehydrate me and make me feel better. What? Food? No, I don't want any food that could potentially restore my body. What? Vegetables? Cold tea? A Gatorade? No. I want something that's going to make me feel like shit right now and after. Yeah, give me a beer. Yeah. Tell me, anyone in a hot day, I would assume, would prefer a nice cold water than a beer. Again, that's my assumption. That's what I would prefer.
I'd pick a strawberry lemonade over either of those any day.
However, I'm not against you drinking alcohol. But if you start bugging me to drink alcohol, then I'll get annoyed.
This is because you haven't tried those White Claws yet.
No, I'm pretty sure. Well, that's true. Wait, I keep hearing you talk about it. Is that some kind of new beer or something that came out?
It's a new brand of mixed drinks.
But it's in a can.
Yeah, it's in a can. So it's basically already mixed. It's literally like carbonated water mixed with alcohol. But it's not harsh. They add in flavors to give it like this I guess I could say sweet, but it's not super sweet. It just gives it like this taste. They're okay. I'm not in love with them like our friends.
So it's a mixed drink in a can.
Mm-hmm.
And is it in a 6-pack, a 3-pack, a single pack? What?
I believe you get them in 4 packs right now, but you can get, a bigger case with a lot more in it, a variety pack. But yeah, they're the new in thing right now. Everybody's drinking them.
What about the size of the can? How big are the cans
I
compared
guess
to a Coke, to a regular Coca-Cola can?
a little bigger, a little taller than a Coke.
Taller, okay. Wider, the same width,
Just about the same,
about the same. Okay.
just taller.
And what's the percentage of alcohol in it?
That's weak.
4?
Somewhere between like 5 to 7, I would say. I don't think they're strong at all, but obviously after a couple, I'm pretty sure you can start to feel it.
Okay, so it's about 5 to 7%. And if you drink 3, would you get buzzed?
I don't think so.
4?
4 and up, maybe.
4? Okay. Okay. Yeah, I've only seen them because of you guys. That's the only reason I've seen them.
I've only seen them because of our previous guest, one of our previous guests.
Okay.
Decided to stock up on them before the nationwide shortage.
Wait, there was a shortage on them?
There's not enough, yeah.
So it's a small company.
Yeah, but I guess they're involved with the big distributor. I don't know what or how it happened, but they got really popular, and a lot of people just started buying them up. So they can't make them faster than they're selling them. So there's like a shortage.
Because did you guys see them when you guys went to that concert?
Yeah.
Were they free? Or they were selling them?
They were selling. Well, I don't know if they were selling them, but we saw them like outside as people were walking in, doing their pregame and stuff. In fact, we were even we bought some before we left to the venue.
So then were people, or not people, did the company provide those White Claws to the concert and start selling them there? Because I know you said they were on the outside, but were they on the inside as well?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think they've been able to crack those markets yet.
Okay. Because my thought was, it reminded me of T-shirts, the White Claws, because when T-shirt companies wanted to get popular, they would go around to usually Venice, and give them free T-shirts, and then those T-shirt companies or those stores that would then sell them. And then they did that as a way to get popular, and as more people started buying them, and as those stores started calling the distributors of the shirts to bring back more, then they would start actually charging to get them, and then they eventually would give them out enough where they would get so popular that there's a high demand for them. So I thought that's what's happening. That's what White Claw was doing. They gave them to the venue for free, and then the venue was either giving them out for free or charging to get them. But never mind, that didn't happen. So people, somehow they got popular, and now there's a shortage of them.
Yeah.
And what else got popular? Chicken sandwiches. Not just any. Popeyes and Chick-fil-A. And I can confidently say right here that they ran out and I didn't try the Popeyes one.
I didn't either, actually. Isn't it crazy how Chick-fil-A kind of piggybacked off of Popeye's success?
Unless they were working together.
Maybe.
Because wouldn't it be, in this case, it worked out in their favor. But I can easily see a situation where they said Popeye's chicken sandwich versus Chick-fil-A. And let's assume they weren't working together. And then it turns out in the news that Popeye's chicken sandwiches have salmonella in them. Now what's attached to it? Chick-fil-A. Now although Chick-fil-A, their sandwiches don't have salmonella, Popeye's does, and it's associated with it. So now Chick-fil-A can say, hey, take that shit off your social media. We're not trying to be associated with you guys. Now, that did not happen. But in a scenario where that did happen, you can see how Chick-fil-A would want to disassociate itself from them and push away from that. Now, did they work together or not? No idea. My bet is that I think they might be working together, and this was a move by both of them in order to, one, popularize Popeyes, and two, get more exposure to Chick-fil-A.
I don't think I can see what you mean by working together. I don't think they did it. If they did work together, I don't think they did it to popularize Popeyes, because I'm pretty sure they're very popular on the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
Just that hasn't really hit over here on our side of the country.
Yeah, that's what I mean. To get it more,
okay.
I should say to get more sales.
Yeah,
that would be a better term.
That makes sense.
To get more sales for Popeyes and to get more either attention or to get more customers for Chick-fil-A. Sales as well. Are there, man, I don't really watch television anymore, so I don't know are there any Popeyes or Chick-fil-A ads on TV?
Yes.
Yeah, now that I think about it, I don't watch TV ads anymore. So there are, and
well, I would only be able to speak from like YouTube ads and
no, that's a whole different market. I mean, specifically television ads. YouTube, I do see some as well, and online.
Damn, I wouldn't know. I would have to. Yeah, I wouldn't know.
Okay.
I don't watch TV either. I was trying to think, like, whenever I pass by my mom's or something and I see her watching TV.
Chick-fil-A sandwich was all right. Crispy chicken. Have you tried it? I know you've tried it because I've had it. I've been in the car when you've ordered it.
Yeah, we've tried it together, haven't we? The regular one or like the deluxe?
Oh, well, I tried the spicy deluxe one.
The spicy deluxe is the one that they're making the comparison to, right?
Oh, okay, that's the one I've tried.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I like it.
Yeah, it was good. Is it better than Popeyes? I have no idea. Am I going to try it? Maybe. Am I going to go back when it's in stores? Probably not.
It was only a promotional thing?
I have no idea. I thought, didn't Popeyes release something that said they ran out of the chicken sandwiches?
Stores were running out because so many people were in line ordering it that they like went through their whole stock very quick. And they had to wait for like the next delivery to come.
Are you going to try it?
I mean, I would like to, but am I willing to wait an hour for it? Probably not.
Churchy's fried chicken versus KFC fried chicken versus Popeyes fried chicken. Specifically fried chicken. Which one would you eat?
Probably Popeyes.
Okay, Popeyes fried chicken.
Only because I've never had Church's fried chicken, and from what I remember, KFC's fried chicken was too salty for me.
I don't think I've had Popeye. I've had Popeyes a very small amount of times. I've had Churchy's a lot more because there's a Churchy's not too far from here. And KFC, I've only had it when I was younger. I don't remember how it tastes like. I don't remember it was too salty. I remember it was too dry. That's what I do remember from KFC. But it's been a while, so I don't know how it is now.
Well, being dry, being salty is basically the same thing.
And speaking about salty, do you know who else was salty? The Colonel. Did you know that the Colonel, when he was selling his recipe for fried chicken, he actually went out to different food chains to sell his recipe? And you know what they said? No. Over and over and over and over again, he tried to sell his fried chicken recipe, and they denied him. Until finally, I don't know how he did it, if he partnered up with someone or if he started his own business, but he eventually started KFC. And here we are now. And he did it at a rather old age. I believe he was in his 55 to 65, around that age. So he got his success very late.
That's why you should always be nice to everybody. And especially never piss off a 50-plus-year-old person.
Well, all right. Words of wisdom from Steven.
Because that's how Lamborghini got started too.
Really?
Lamborghini was actually like a tractor company.
Mm-hmm.
And he wanted to... It was either design or purchase a car from Ferrari. And the main guy from Ferrari like dissed him, pissed off Lamborghini. So he went and started his own company. And basically he's like the direct competitor.
For tractors at the time?
No, for cars. Like, he wanted to buy a car or design a car. And Enzo Ferrari said, like, the fuck? You're nothing. You're a tractor person or something. And yeah, pissed off Lamborghini.
Got it.
And he started his own company.
Shoot. Because now Lamborghinis, don't they only make a certain amount each year and sell it to only specific clientele?
Yeah, but both companies are like that. But me personally, I like Lamborghini a lot better. I just think their cars look way cooler.
Okay. Would you get a, if we're talking about sports cars, a Lamborghini, a Ferrari, and those are the only two high-end sports cars I know. And a third one.
I would definitely...
Corvette.
I would definitely take the Lamborghini over anything. But if you were super rich and you were like, hey, Steven, here's a Ferrari, I'm not going to say no.
Okay.
But if I had a choice, Lamborghini.
Nice, fast, sleek car. Get you anywhere you want. Speaking about distance, it's time we end this. So, get us to the end. Sign us off.
All right, y'all. Thanks so much for listening. We appreciate all the help, support, like, share, comment, subscribe, tell a friend. We'll be back next week with another great episode. My name is Steven. This is Pedro. We're two mics and some theories. Peace.
Bye.